Hillsboro engaged with our citizens as part of a strategic plan. And we asked people to tell us what the most important priorities were for the future of Hillsboro. And they told us their absolute top priority was that we fix the streets. But number two, very, very close number two, was to tear down or redevelop the outlet mall. Fix the outlet mall, make it something vital again for the future of Hillsboro was at the very, very top of what citizens asked us to do. And we were afraid to put it in the plan because it seemed like such a big, insurmountable obstacle when it had been sitting here slowly deteriorating for so long. But about 6 months later, I got a call from this off-the-wall guy saying, I think I want to buy the outlet mall. And I said, good luck. And a couple weeks later, he was in Hillsboro to talk about the fact that he had the property under contract and would the city be a partner in redeveloping and making something happen. Because we knew that we had the support of our citizens, because we knew that one way or the other, we were tired of being defined by a rundown relic of former glory days. We knew that it was time for Hillsboro to move forward and to take an active role in that process. And because we were able to partner with Glazer Retail, an outfit that knows retail far better than we do, we can feel confident that as we move forward into redevelopment, what will happen is going to make sense. Not what we wish made sense, but what will make sense for the new Hillsboro and the new market that we find ourselves in today. We've put a lot of energy and excitement. We've put some city dollars, and we have formed what we think is a really collaborative and productive relationship with Glazer Retail. We have confidence in our partners, and we have confidence in our local contractors that are going to be performing the demolition. And we are really looking forward to the next step. So thank you everybody for being here. And thank you to Mayor Scott Johnson and the Hillsboro City Council for providing the leadership and clear direction that is taking our community forward.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you all for coming out. Yeah, the off-the-wall guy did make that call. I'm still off the wall. I said when we started this process, I said we're going to be the smartest guys in real estate or really the dumbest. I don't know which it's going to be yet. The time will tell. I did call Megan that day, and I did say, hey, I'm kind of interested in your mall. And I think Megan sloughed me off a little bit, like, yeah, you, and I've heard from lots of different people. And I did call back maybe 30 days later, and I said, hi, Megan, I'm the guy that called you last month, and my name is Brian Glazer, and I have your mall under contract. And she said, if you have it under contract, I'd like to meet with you. I said, when would you like to meet? And the answer was, that was Friday afternoon. She says, oh, I can meet with you at 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday. And so I showed up Monday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I walked in, and I will tell you this, and I've met a lot of city managers, a lot of mayors, but I'm going to tell you my helmet's off to this one. Because we have a saying now in our company, and we have a saying about everything we do, and it comes from what Megan said that Monday morning. I did walk in the office and sat down. I said, Megan, I'm under contract on this mall, and you got a problem. I don't want to have a problem. I got enough problems in my life. I don't need this mall my problem, but it's going to take a lot of work for us to figure this one out. And she said, when I was the assistant city manager in Waco, oh, excuse me. I see, I blow things out of proportion a little bit. I think I had her as the mayor at one time. But it sounded better, off the wall, remember? But she said, well, the Koresh, David Koresh was to the city of Waco what that mall is to Hillsboro. What do you have in mind? And we sat there for an hour, and we talked through all these specifics and ideas and dreams and off-the-wall crazy things. And the only word I got back from her on my way out the door, she said, "I'm optimistic." And I will tell you that that has become a buzzword for us and everything we say. 100 phone calls later, we would end every conversation with the words, "I'm optimistic." And I will tell you, I have not returned calls to press. I've stayed very quiet because I wasn't ready. But I'm going to tell you, thanks to Megan, your team, your council, and your optimism, we were able to do what we were able to do today, which is tear down this mall. It's an exciting day. It's a day we had the chills, and I always say in my company, hey, let's start with the end in mind. And when you start in the end in mind, your vision of what you want to happen is in your mind. You know where you're going, and there's a clear path, and then you got to just drive what is the clear path to get there. And the vision in our mind was, I said to Megan, I can't wait for the day that you and I are holding a sledgehammer and we are standing out here with hard hats and we are knocking this mall down. And we both said, we're optimistic. So kudos to this city, to their support, to your partnership, to your council for having faith in us. Having faith in us, I said to Megan, it wasn't the dollars, it's nothing else. It's really the commitment. I'm counting on you and I have faith in you. That's what matters most to me and to our company when it comes to doing things. So thank you to the City of Hillsboro. Thank you to the citizens of Hillsboro. Thank you for all of your support, because we never would have been able to pull this off without this team, this city, and my right-hand man for this whole process, will be standing here through this whole process as it goes, is DeFoster Conger, for all the effort. So a big round of applause to everybody that is really making this all happen and renew. So anyway, why don't we get started with Derek? Are we doing anything exciting, like knocking anything over, or are we just going to use our sledgehammers and take some photos? Any of the above. But I would like to get a photo with we have pickaxes and hammers, and I think it would be appropriate for you guys to grab those and we'll take some photos.